Dear Atheists, from Bodie Hodge. By Bodie Hodge. Ooh, a letter? For moi? And who says no one writes anymore? Hi, my name is Scarlett, and I am an atheist and skeptic, and today, yes, we are looking at a post by Answers in Genesis' own Bodie Hodge. In my snarky opinion, a lot of Christian content aimed at atheists is not actually for us. It is performative proselytizing, pretending to preach to the pagans, if you will. Why, you might ask? And of course, I have a few commenters who always fly in to say, who knows if these people are telling the truth? Maybe they're actually sincere. Oh, my sweet summer child. As much as I want to give people the benefit of the doubt, I think a lot of questions for atheists, and whatever this dumpster fire we're going to read is, exists to cement Christian beliefs, to communicate to people who are having doubts or concerns of how awful it would be to let go of those beliefs. And I say that mainly because of how blissfully ignorant the assumptions about atheists are. And these Christians don't seem to have any inclination to do the minimal asking how atheists feel and think and lead our lives. On to today's garbage heap. This is Bodie's undated blog, Dear Atheists, which you can find on AIG's website. And you might have seen Bodie on Pelagia's Ham and Eggs, where Pelagia looked at AIG News. Like Georgia Purdom, Bodie actually does have a degree, a BS in engineering, I think, but really his work is in propping up a fundamentalist theology and creation pseudoscience. By the way, he has written or co-written a ton of books. I mean, like a ton of books. Good work if you can get it. Enough preliminary blibbity blab. What are we looking at today? Well, Bodie Hodge has created a straw atheist to whom this missive is supposedly aimed. And my question for you, dear listener, is, do you think this is really for atheists? Or is it, as I posited before, performative proselytization aimed at scaring his fellow Christians? You can let me know in the comments after you hear what it is. The blog is illustrated with this man in a blindfold, which I imagine Bodie, or whatever intern uploaded it onto the blog, is supposed to depict how atheists are blind to reality. But I put this to you, dear listener, that this is Bodie himself, unable to see atheists clearly and hiding behind his Bible instead of examining the real world. The Bible is the blindfold. Do you get it? Huh? Clever, right? Yeah. All right, let's see what we got. We get this little teaser. Why would an atheist care to live one moment longer in a broken universe where one is merely rearranged pond scum and all you have to look forward to is ... death, which can be around any corner. You know, I myself don't see the universe as broken. It works the way it's supposed to. There are dangers out there, and you should be careful. Don't drink and drive and always wear your seatbelt. But there are also lots of joys and fun and weird and crazy things to enjoy. I don't see us as rearranged pond scum. The fact that we share DNA with other life does not diminish the wonder and awe and all kinds of other emotions I feel and know that I am feeling. Straw atheist construction has begun, people. Wear your hard hats and your rubber boots and get your shovel. Now we start out with, tired of it all? Are you tired of all the evil associated with the philosophy of atheism? Stalin, Hitler, Pol Pot, and so on. Yeah, and so on indeed. After all, most murderers, tyrants, and rapists are not biblical Christians, and most have rejected the God of the Bible. Even if they claim to believe in the God of the Bible, they are not really living like a true Christ follower who strives to follow God's word, are they? I don't have time to debunk every point in this paragraph of piss. And I got a happy hour to get to soon, but let's just name a few. And sorry, no links out today. We ain't got time. We've debunked it anywhere. There are videos and videos out there. And by the way, all the links in this page go to another AIG page, and fuck that shit. That's not how you notate your shit. So, atheism isn't a philosophy. Point one. How many times do we have to say it? Hitler wasn't an atheist, and neither were all the Germans that helped engineer all the atrocity and death of the Third Reich. None of these authoritarians killed in the name of atheism. For the record, I denounce their particular ideologies, and I don't see any way their horrific policies and war crimes implicate me. They weren't humanists, they didn't care about humanity, there are other ways of being an atheist, etc., etc. Bodie conveniently also admits all the horrors religions of all stripes have perpetrated throughout time. You know, the Crusades and religious wars, the Inquisition, terrorism. And remember, his unique flavor of Christianity is not the opposite of atheism. Theism is. So you need to think of all religions here, not just whatever your unique flavor of Christianity is. And of course, he no true Christians the whole shebang, but you know, he can't deny that there are more Christians than atheists in jails in the US. There are people who said God told them to commit crimes and kill others, including their families. And there is so much abuse in churches of all denominations. Really, the lesson is people can do horrible things for all kinds of reasons. If we want to stop it, we have to find ways to put a stop to it. But really, instead of tired with the reality of Bodhi's supposition here, I am tired of Christians pulling this out. I wish they would find another tune, and that's all I'm going to say about it. So let's go on. In the next paragraph, Bodhi writes, "Do you feel conflicted about the fact that atheism has no basis in morality, i.e. no absolute right and wrong, no good, no bad? If someone stabs you in the back, treats you like nothing, steals from you or lies to you, it doesn't ultimately matter in an atheistic worldview where everything and everyone are just chemical reactions doing what chemicals do. And further, knowing that you are essentially no different from a cockroach in an atheistic worldview, since people are just animals, must be disheartening." Oh, dear Bodhi, atheism is just a lack of belief. Why do you expect it to have a morality? I am not conflicted because there are lots of schools of moral thought out there that don't require a deity. Secular humanism being one. You can Google it, it's on the interwebs. And demonstrate for me that there is an absolute right and wrong. What I see is morality varies across time and space. I do see various theists telling me they're right because God, but you know, they don't agree with one another, so I can't make up my mind which one has actually spoken to the God of the universe. I don't know. And by the way, it doesn't matter who you are. We have chemical reactions in our bodies constantly. Facts, you know? Even just digesting food is a chemical reaction. The word just is doing a lot of heavy lifting, by the way, and I don't think we are just chemical reactions, but those are what keep life going on. According to my humanist principles, we are different from cockroaches, so straw atheist is coming right along here. Really, I am amazed that our meat sacks with their chemical reactions can stare in awe and ponder our universe, come to understand it, love each other, including other species like our kitties and our doggies. Really, it's amazing what we can do, and it's the opposite of disheartened. Next up, Bodhi writes, "Are you tired of the fact that atheism, which is based in materialism, a popular worldview today, has no basis for logic and reasoning? Is it tough trying to get up every day thinking that truth, which is immaterial, really doesn't exist? Are you bothered by the fact that atheism cannot account for uniformity in nature, the basis by which we can do real science? Why would everything explode from nothing and by pure chance form beautiful laws like link to some other page in AIG?" So yeah, materialism, that's been around for quite a while. The ancient Greeks, I think, talked about it a little bit. I don't know why I have no basis for logic and reasoning. To me, these are just self-authenticating. Every time I use my brain, I activate it. It's the result of evolution, and I can see other species doing various mental tasks that help them survive. As for truth, you know, philosophers do debate if truth exists at all. I try to do my best to believe things that match reality, and when I discover that I'm wrong about something, I try to adjust my thinking. I don't need to have all the truth. I just need enough to accomplish the tasks I have to do to get through the day. And you know, some of the things I like to know just because it's fun to know stuff. So I don't really worry or care about constructing this absolute truth that has to match everybody everywhere. You know, I just try to do the best I can. It's like it's not that big of a deal. Moving on, I don't know why Christians need uniformity in nature. I mean, can't God just snap an appendage and make stuff happen? I mean, he's magic or something. I don't know. And by the way, everything didn't explode from nothing. We have to keep saying that. The expansion of the singularity was not an explosion. It was not a creation act. And as to these laws, I mean, stuff has to function somehow, doesn't it? Like, what are you expecting? By the way, that link to some other site in AIG is about how chemistry works and biology works and planetary motion. And, Maybe that's all beautiful. I don't know, but demonstrate that your God is responsible for any of that, I guess. I don't know. I'm not tired of all this stuff, I guess. I don't see a problem with it like Bodie seems to think. Let's move on. Bodie writes, do you feel like you need a weekend to recoup, even though a weekend is really meaningless in an atheistic worldview, since animals like bees don't take a day of rest or have a weekend, so why should atheists? Why borrow a work week and weekend that comes from the pages of scriptures, which are despised by atheists? Weeks and weekends come from God creating in 6 literal days and resting for a literal day, and then the Lord Jesus resurrected on the first day of the week, Sunday. And why look forward to time off for a holiday, i.e. holy day, when nothing is holy in an atheistic worldview? Gotta love argument from calendar. By the way, the Bible doesn't have a weekend. It is a day of rest, not 2, so that's bogus. My understanding is the 7-day week predates the Hebrews. I think the Babylonians created it. So the Genesis story is more explanatory of why they decided to go that way. But, since we're on the calendar, does Bodie worry about offending his God because the days of the week honor pagan gods? Sunday the sun, Monday the moon, Friday Freya, and so on? Or that 2 of our months honor Roman emperors, July and August specifically? Or that January honors Janus, god of beginnings, transitions, doorways, and a bunch of other stuff? I could go on, but it's just all silly. The calendar is a construct we use to make our life easier. We have inherited it. It's all just conventions. And it's kind of interesting that there's this, religious stuff in it, but that's just it. It's just interesting. It's kind of meaningless. And then, of course, argument from etymology. It's just such fun. Holiday. So we can't take a day off because it has the word holy in it. So what? Look, Bodie, my dude, atheists are just people. We like to enjoy time with other people. We like traditions. We like ceremonies. We like having fun. We need time off of work. We're going to take advantage of that. And we like the holidays, whether or not they're called holy or not, because those are special traditions and ceremonies. How do you imagine us? Do you think we dress in black and hide in our basement listening to the Smiths? Go out and meet an atheist. Let's see where Bodie goes next. For professing atheists, these questions can be overwhelming to make sense of within their worldview. And further, within an atheistic worldview, atheists must view themselves as God. Essentially, atheists are claiming to be God. Instead of saying there may not be a God, they say there is no God. To make such a statement, they must claim to be omniscient, which is an essential attribute of the God of the Bible, among other attributes of God as well. So by saying there is no God, the atheist refutes his own position by addressing the question as though he or she were God! Exclamation point. I do claim the label of atheist, but I don't know what it means to be a professing atheist, but it's probably too much to ask Bodie to parse out the meanings of all of these things. I don't feel overwhelmed by all this stuff. I just try to understand what is real and what is correct. I don't view myself as God. Among the flotsam of dumbassery apologists have, this ranks right up there with saying we're just all sinners who commit evil acts. I don't have special powers. I have a body that needs maintaining. I have to work with others to get shit done. Don't claim to have all the answers, unlike Bodie and his God here. I have to rely on experts to learn about the world, to learn and grow and all of that kind of stuff. I don't say there is no God. I just don't see any evidence that one exists. And why would I have to be omniscient? Bodhi's God is said to have actually talked to humans and appeared to humans and done miracles. Basically, it's a God that can make itself known. I don't need to know everything. It's just the God needs to come to me. That's the God that knows everything. Seriously, come on. These are your beliefs, not mine. I shouldn't have to tell you about this. All right, let's see what Bodie has next for us. Do you feel conflicted about proselytizing the faith of atheism? Since if atheism were true, then who cares about proselytizing? Let's face it, life seems tough enough as an atheist without having to deal with other major concerns like not having a basis to wear clothes, or no basis for marriage, no consistent reason to be clean. Snails don't wake up in the morning and clean themselves or follow other cleanliness guidelines based on Levitical laws, and no objective reason to believe in love. This is some of the silliest shit I've read. Again, atheism isn't a faith, and there's nothing to preach, so atheists don't go door to door or annoy people on the street. Even this channel, I'm not here to proselytize. I just explain why I do or don't believe stuff, and I make fun of idiots. But I do think life is better as an atheist, reality-based, no tithing, no wasting your Sunday in church or whatever day doing whatever service. You just do what interests you. I mean, some stuff we have to do, we work, and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, outside of the stuff we have to do to keep life going, you have fun, you enjoy life. And some of this is silly. I don't need an invitation from a deity to wear clothes. I get cold, put on a jacket. It hurts to walk barefoot, so shoes. Clothes can be fun anyway. I mean, this is silly, silly, silly. As for marriage, it is a social convention. It's not just Christians that do it, by the way. All kinds of people out there have gotten married. And atheists have lots of reasons to get married, even if it's just the social benefits, the tax breaks and the visitation and the decisions you can make for your spouse. But you also just may want to solidify a bond in your community. You want to have that be something that is recognized by the larger society. I don't see any fault in that. You can have your God attached to it. I don't give a shit, but, doesn't mean I don't have a reason. And by the way, for cleanliness, lots of animals actually do clean themselves. You should go look at National Geographic. Our bodies get dirty. And does Bodie follow all of Leviticus? I kind of think he doesn't. And no objective reason to believe in love. Remember those chemicals you were deriding earlier? God, dude, get out of your own head and the Ark encounter. All right, we're moving on. What does Bodie have for us next? Are you weary of looking for evidence that contradicts the Bible's account of creation and finding none? Do the assumptions and inconsistencies of dating methods weigh on your conscience when they are misrepresented as fact? Where do you suppose those missing links have gone into hiding? Surely the atheist sees the folly and hopelessness of believing that everything came from nothing. Lol, great projection from Bodie. Again, the links are to other AIG pages, and so creationist rejection of standard science, and so I don't see any reason to take them seriously. And I guess I understand that there are lots of transitional fossils, and that creations are looking for the straw fossil, like they're building the straw atheist here. And we've already dealt with the everything coming from nothing, and by the way, these assumptions and inconsistencies about dating methods are not that. You can go look at the page if you're interested, but again, it's creationist bullshit. Maybe this is an admission that Christianity is folly and hopelessness, since they believe that God did create everything from nothing. I don't know, just spitballing here. Let's see what else Bodie has. In fact, why would an atheist care to live one moment longer in a broken universe where one is merely rearranged pond scum and all you have to look forward to is ... death, which can be around any corner. And in 467 trillion years, no one will care one iota about what you did or who you were or how and when you died, because death is the ultimate hero in an atheistic evolutionary worldview. Of course, as a Christian, I disagree, and I have a basis to see you as having value. Wow, grandiose much? Like I said at the outset, I don't think the universe is broken. That's a Christian belief. I don't think that because we descend from prebiotic life, which I think that's what the pond scum is supposed to stand in for, that we are unimportant. But Christians think a God breathes into a bit of dirt. So maybe that's you, Bodie. I don't look forward to death because I think it's important to live in the now. And it's true that no one will care about us and less than that amount, those trillions of years. But I don't give much thought to people who lived 3,000 years ago. I'm here now. Our value is in living our lives now, loving and enjoying the people here and now, doing activities that we feel are important and that we enjoy because we have this now. We are here now. The present is all there is. It's funny, I guess I'm not scared by that. I know I'm going to die someday, and I don't believe anything happens, but it's like I just try not to think about it all that much and just go about my day. I have a lot of things I enjoy. I have a husband, I have a stepson, I have friends, I have activities, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of doing all of these things. I don't need to have some omniscient, all-perfect deity looking down on me and thinking I'm good, to give my life meaning. I can do that myself. So, all right, that's as much as we're going to read directly from Bodie. The rest of this is just preaching, so I'm going to summarize some of the preaching. Just like those questions for atheists always end with, are you ready to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior? It seems like Bodie thinks he's laid out a good case. But, I just don't accept the straw atheist that he's built here. But let's see how he finishes this up. He has an invitation. Preaching paragraph number 1, atheism is a lie and atheists can't believe in truth because Bodie Hodge says so. Preaching paragraph number 2, God did all this stuff and we are fallen beings and sinners, but thank God for himself because God. Preaching panel number 3, atheists should shut up because Bodie doesn't understand them, but Christians should bug people because salvation and joy. Preaching paragraph number 4, pre-supper stuff about God giving us reason and logic, and salvation. Preaching paragraph number 5, Christians have reasons for all the silly stuff humans do, but atheists don't because Bible. Preaching paragraph number 6, you should become a Christian because you don't want to burn in hell. Preaching paragraph number 7, Bodie assumes he's laid out a rock-solid case and invites you to join the ranks of ex-atheists, the worst club ever, and become a new creation where you will feel good about having a basis for washing and wearing clothes and having a weekend. So there you go, my fellow atheists. Bodie Hodge's letter to us, or rather, Bodie Hodge's letter to straw us, to this made-up atheist in his head. What jumps out at you? What did you think? Do you think this really is to atheists? Or do you agree with my original proposition that this is just posturing for his fellow Christians? Put it all in the comments below, whatever your thoughts are. I always love to see your comments. And while you're down there, you can like and subscribe and do all the YouTube stuff. I love it when you do the YouTube stuff. My kitties love it when you do the YouTube stuff. Algorithmo definitely loves when you do the YouTube stuff. He eats that up and he will reward you with many, many good video recommendations. And if you like what I do, you can buy me a coffee. That link is in the description below. And I'll see you in the next one. And we'll keep on atheisting moving forward. Bye for now.